Ladies and gentlemen, stop whatever you are doing right now and listen carefully because this is not just another ordinary coin video. This is not one of those fake internet stories where people try to fool collectors with pocket change and fantasy prices. Today we are talking about a real United States Roosevelt Dime coin from 1996 with the D mint mark, and what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding inside your pocket, your old jars, your piggy bank, your kitchen drawer, and even the forgotten boxes sitting in your attic collecting dust for years. Most Americans have seen this dime before. Millions of people touched it, spent it, ignored it, dropped it on sidewalks, threw it into vending machines, and treated it like it was worthless. But collectors are now paying serious attention to certain high-grade and rare condition examples of this coin, especially those in very fine condition with strong details, original surfaces, and unusual characteristics connected to minting quality and collector demand. And let me tell you something that makes me angry every single day. The average person has absolutely no idea what they are holding in their hands. People spend these coins without even looking at them. They buy soda with them. They throw them into tip jars. They lose them in couch cushions. They walk right past history without realizing it. Meanwhile, smart collectors, experienced numismatists, and rare coin hunters are searching through circulation every single day because they understand something the public does not understand. Rare coins are disappearing from circulation faster than ever before. Once collectors remove them from the market, the remaining examples become even harder to find. That is why videos like this are important. That is why you must watch this entire video until the end, because one tiny mistake could cost you a coin that may become extremely difficult to replace in the future. And now, before we continue, let us make one thing clear. There is no official United States government announcement confirming that the 1996 Roosevelt Dime has been legally banned nationwide in 2026. However, collectors online and coin communities have been using the word ban dramatically because high-quality examples are disappearing from circulation, and many people believe these coins should no longer be casually spent due to increasing collector demand and market attention. That is exactly why today we are exposing the truth behind this mysterious coin and why serious collectors are telling people to stop spending them immediately. So do not skip this video. Stay with me until the very end because today we are going deep into the shocking history, the unique features, the front and back design, the mint mark mystery, the metal composition, the rarity, the collector demand, and the current market value of the famous 1996 Roosevelt Dime coin. And if you love rare coin hunting, if you enjoy discovering hidden treasure inside everyday money, then smash that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon because this channel brings you the latest updates from the world of valuable United States coins. Now let us travel back in time and understand the incredible history behind the Roosevelt Dime itself, because this story begins long before 1996. The Roosevelt Dime was first introduced in 1946 shortly after the death of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of the most important and influential presidents in American history. Roosevelt was admired for leading the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. He was also closely connected to the March of Dimes organization, a campaign dedicated to fighting polio, a terrible disease that affected millions of people. Because of one Roosevelt's efforts and his association with the March of Dimes, the United States Mint decided to honor him by placing his portrait on the 10-cent coin. The Roosevelt Dime replaced the older Mercury dime design, which many collectors still love today. But the Roosevelt Dime quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in America. Every year, millions and millions of dimes were produced at different United States Mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1996 Roosevelt Dime was struck at the Denver Mint, which is why the coin carries the famous D mint mark. At first glance, most people think this coin is common because large numbers were produced. But here is where things become interesting. Not all coins survive in collectible condition. Not all coins remain attractive after years of circulation. And not all coins carry the same value. The year 1996 was special for several reasons. The United States Mint was celebrating its 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt Dime series, and collectors began paying closer attention to these coins. Special collector editions were released during that time, increasing awareness and interest in Roosevelt Dimes. While millions of standard circulation coins were made, the reality is that many were heavily used, damaged, scratched, corroded, bent, cleaned improperly, or lost forever. Finding a truly attractive 1990-60 Roosevelt dime today with strong details and appealing surfaces is becoming more difficult than many people realize. Now let us talk about the unique features of this coin, because this is where collectors become excited. The front of the 1990-60 Roosevelt dime displays the left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His face appears serious, calm, and powerful, representing strength during difficult times in American history. Around the portrait you will find the word Liberty written clearly along the left side. Near the lower left area appears the famous phrase, "In God We Trust," one of the most recognizable inscriptions on United States coins. At the bottom right side of the front design, you will see the year 1996, and just beside it is the important D Mint mark, showing that this particular coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Many collectors closely inspect the mint mark because mint location can dramatically influence collector interest and market demand. The D Mint mark may seem small, but to experienced coin hunters it carries enormous importance. Tiny differences in strike quality, metal flow, die pressure, and surface preservation can completely change the value of a coin. Some 1996 D dimes show sharper details than others. Some have stronger luster. Some display fewer marks and scratches. And some rare examples may even show minting errors that make collectors willing to pay far higher prices. Now let us turn the coin over and examine the reverse side. The back of the Roosevelt dime features a torch standing proudly in the center. The torch represents liberty and freedom. On the left side of the torch is an olive branch symbolizing peace. On the right side is an oak branch representing strength and independence. Around the edge of the reverse design, you will see the words United States of America and one dime. Near the lower portion appears the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design may appear simple to ordinary people, but collectors study every tiny detail carefully. They examine the torch bands, the sharpness of the leaves, the condition of the lettering, the quality of the rim, and even the smallest scratches under magnification. A single detail can separate a common circulated coin from a highly desirable collectible piece. Now let us discuss the materials used to produce the 1996 Roosevelt dime, because composition matters greatly in the world of coin collecting. Unlike older Roosevelt dimes minted before 1965, which too contained 90% silver, the 1996 D version was produced using a clad composition. This means the coin contains a pure copper core covered by outer layers of copper and nickel. Specifically, the coin consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to the surface. The total weight of the coin is approximately 2.268 grams. Some people become disappointed when they learn that this coin does not contain silver. But experienced collectors understand that silver content is not the only factor that creates value. Condition, rarity, collector demand, mint errors, strike quality, and historical importance can all transform an ordinary-looking coin into a highly sought-after collectible. And now we arrive at one of the most important parts of this video: rarity and condition. Listen carefully, because this is where most people make terrible mistakes. The average circulated 1996 D Roosevelt dime is still worth face value in everyday transactions. That is the truth. But high-grade examples, sharply struck coins, coins with original luster, and rare mint error versions can command significantly higher prices in today's collector market. Very fine condition is especially interesting because it represents a coin that has seen circulation but still retains strong details. On a very fine 1996 D Roosevelt dime, Roosevelt's hair details remain visible, the lettering stays sharp, and the torch design on the reverse still shows clear separation lines. These coins are not completely worn flat like heavily circulated examples. They still maintain visual appeal, and collectors often seek them for album collections and date and mint sets. But here is the problem. Most people destroy their coins without even realizing it. They clean them with chemicals. They scrub them with cloth. They polish them until the natural surfaces disappear forever, and then they wonder why collectors do not want them. Cleaning a coin improperly can destroy a huge portion of its collector value instantly. That is why knowledgeable collectors always handle coins carefully and store them properly. Another reason collectors are paying attention to the 1996 D Roosevelt dime is because high-quality surviving examples are becoming harder to locate in circulation. Think about it logically. This coin is already decades old. Every year, more coins become damaged, lost, melted, or removed by collectors. As time passes, attractive examples naturally become scarcer. That is basic supply and demand. And when demand increases while supply decreases, prices begin to move upward. Now let us talk about collector demand, because this market has changed dramatically in recent years. Coin collecting exploded online as social media, auction websites, YouTube channels, and collectors forums introduced millions of new people to the hobby. Suddenly ordinary Americans began checking their change more carefully. Families started searching through old coin jars. Younger collectors entered the market. And rare modern coins began receiving attention that they never received before. The Roosevelt Dime series became especially popular because it is affordable, historical, and filled with interesting varieties and condition rarities. Collectors enjoy building complete sets by date and mint mark. The 1996 D coin plays an important role in those collections, especially when found in attractive condition. And let me tell you something else that makes serious collectors furious. Too many valuable coins are still sitting unnoticed in circulation because people refuse to educate themselves. They assume all modern coins are worthless. They ignore mint marks. They ignore condition. They ignore errors. They ignore history. Then years later they discover that collectors were paying serious money for examples they spent carelessly decades earlier. Now let us move into current market value, because this is the part everybody waits for. The value of a 1996 D Roosevelt Dime depends heavily on condition, eye appeal, and possible errors. A heavily circulated example generally remains worth only face value or slightly above face value to bulk collectors. However, attractive very fine examples may sell for a premium to collectors building albums and datesets. Higher grade coins become far more valuable. Extremely fine and about uncirculated examples with strong details and minimal work can bring noticeably higher prices. Mint state examples certified by professional grading companies may sell for significantly more, especially if the coin displays strong strike quality, attractive luster, and few surface marks. Now here is where things become exciting. Certain 1996 D Roosevelt Dimes with rare mint errors have sold for impressive amounts. Error coins with off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clipped planchets, or dramatic misstrikes can attract intense collector demand. Some certified high-grade examples and rare errors have reached thousands of dollars at auction, and exceptional pieces can sometimes go even higher depending on rarity and bidding competition. This is why experienced collectors examine every coin carefully under bright light or magnification. One tiny error can completely change the value of a coin. A normal dime may be worth 10 cents. But a rare error version could be worth $4 million, $6 million, or even more to the right buyer, and this is exactly why people online keep warning others not to spend these coins casually anymore. And again, there is no official government ban on the 1996 D Roosevelt Dime, but collectors strongly encourage saving attractive examples because good condition survivors are becoming more desirable over time. Now I want to give important tips for collectors because too many beginners lose money by making emotional decisions instead of smart decisions. First, always check the date and mint mark carefully. The D mint mark is essential for identifying the Denver issue. Second, inspect the coin under good lighting. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, unusual errors, and strong lettering. Third, never clean your coins. I repeat, never clean your coins. Natural surfaces are extremely important in coin collecting. Fourth, store your coins properly using coin flips, holders, albums, or protective capsules. Moisture and scratches can damage coins permanently. Fifth, learn how grading works because condition is one of the most powerful factors affecting value. Study the differences between good, very fine, extremely fine, about uncirculated, and mint state conditions. Another smart tip is to compare your coins with certified examples sold by professional grading companies. Companies such as PCGS and NGC authenticate and grade coins, helping collectors understand the market more accurately. Auction records can also help you learn realistic values instead of believing exaggerated internet claims, and please remember this because it is extremely important. Not every 1996 D Roosevelt Dime is worth thousands of dollars. Some YouTube videos and social media posts use shocking titles and unrealistic numbers simply to attract attention. Serious collectors understand that value depends on rarity, condition, grading, and demand. However, exceptional examples absolutely can command impressive premiums, especially rare errors or top condition certified pieces. Now let us imagine something for a moment. Somewhere in America right now, an old coin jar sits forgotten in a closet. Inside the jar could be several attractive Roosevelt Dimes from the 1990s, untouched for decades. The owner has no idea collectors are searching for them. Maybe a child inherits those coins years later. Maybe a collector discovers them at a garage sale. Maybe one beautiful high-grade example becomes the missing piece another collector desperately needs for a complete set. That is the magic of coin collecting. Hidden treasure exists in ordinary places. The 1996 Roosevelt Dime represents more than just 10 cents. It represents American history, presidential legacy, mint craftsmanship, and the passion of collectors who dedicate years to studying these tiny pieces of metal. Every scratch tells a story. Every worn edge represents decades of circulation through restaurants, stores, gas stations, banks, and pockets across America, and this is why I become angry when people laugh at coin collecting or dismiss it as meaningless. They do not understand the history. They think treasure only exists in movies. But collectors know the truth. Valuable pieces of history pass through ordinary hands every single day. Now, before we finish this video, I want every single viewer watching right now to promise one thing. Go check your coins immediately after this video ends. Check your pockets. Check your change jar. Check your old dresser drawers. Check the coins your grandparents saved years ago. Look carefully for the 1996 Roosevelt Dime and inspect its condition closely. You never know what you might discover, and if you already own one of these coins in strong condition, think carefully before spending it. Protect it. Store it safely. Learn more about it. Because as collector demand continues growing and attractive examples continue disappearing from circulation, the importance of preserving these coins becomes even greater. The world of coin collecting changes constantly. New auction records appear. New error discoveries are made. Collector trends rise and fall. And coins once ignored by the public sometimes become stars of the numismatic market years later. Could the 1996 Roosevelt Dime become even more desirable in the future? Many collectors believe interest will continue increasing, especially for premium quality and certified examples. So here is the final message of today's video. Do not underestimate small coins. Do not ignore history sitting in your hands. Do not assume every dime is worthless. The 1996 Roosevelt Dime may appear ordinary at first glance, but collectors understand that condition, rarity, and demand can transform an everyday coin into a highly desirable collectible. Thank you for watching this video all the way until the end. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysterious and collectible 1996 Roosevelt Dime, then make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss future updates about rare United States coins, hidden treasures, valuable errors, and shocking auction discoveries. Share this video with friends and family because they may unknowingly be spending valuable coins every single day, and remember this powerful sentence before you leave. Sometimes the smallest coin in your pocket